Hello guys, just setting up right now. I wanted to say hello to you. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial for absolute beginners on Fusion 360. Fusion 360 is a 3D modeling program that can be used for metal work, it can be used for 3D printing, it can be used at home, it could be used in a professional environment. But there's a lot of videos out there that I owe credit to that taught me Fusion. But the reason why I'm doing this video is it is for absolute beginners. And I'm starting a Friday Fusion just because it rhymes. And I kind of hacked that from NYC CNC, which I'm going to put the links down there to their great channel. So I'm just going to be having these Fridays that I'm focusing on Fusion for laser cutting, for 3D printing, and for CNC work. I don't really have my shop, I don't have the metal CNC type thing yet now, so I'm going to just work on wood and plastics and stuff like that. So I am going to start by explaining a little bit about the interface, but this is going to be a short absolute beginner tutorial on how to create a box. Okay, all we're going to do is create a box, and then we are going to print the box with this 3D printer here that I bought off Craigslist. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and put those into the chat. But I'm just getting going with this live channel now, so it is quite possible that I don't have any watchers. So hang in there, and we will start really soon. Well, I'm gonna have to start again because so anyways, Fusion is one of those programs that when I started out in it, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I'd already known a similar 3D program, so I was like, okay, this is going to be easy. And I have a background in engineering. It's actually package engineering, but I am didn't really go to school during this technology wave, and a lot of the software that's used, you know, there was AutoCAD back when I went to school and even design school, but I didn't use it. I just sketched. So this is new. So it's new to me. I remember when I was going into engineering, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'll have to make a part and they're going to go manufacture it. What if it fails? I had all those fears. But let's jump right into Fusion. Again, Fusion 360, because my screen was off. Fusion 360 is a program to do 3D printing, laser cutting. You can do CAD CAM, which is like computer automated machining, which is you send a part like a knife and it automatically cuts it out. You do what's called tool pass, but you have to start somewhere. And today we're going to do a simple box out there because it's just going to be for an absolute beginner. Fusion 360. Again, I'm starting this Fusion 360 Fridays that I hacked from NYC CNC, which has amazing Fusion 360 tutorials that I'm going to put down in the links below. So I am going to do a quick audio check, and I am just going to get going here. So all right, so let's just assume you can hear me, and I'm just going to get going with this. All right, so I'm going to switch over to my desktop. And come on, give me the OBS. I'm using OBS right now for the broadcasting. Okay, come on, buddy. One second, I'm just waiting for someone that told me they were going to join, and I am going to be starting in 1 second, I promise. So anyways, there's so many things that are intimidated about Fusion that I think if you're a hobbyist, you need to start with something very, very simple, and that's why we are going to start with something like a box. All right, so I am going to get going, and I'll just trim this video later on at this point now that I'm set up. So what I realized on YouTube is that I can trim the video down, so this part will never exist. So let's just get going. And I'll just trim it right at this point now. But let me go stop this stream, and then I'll go check my audio levels. Hey guys, it's Ryan. Welcome to my version of Fusion Fridays, a show for absolute beginners about people that want to get into 3D printing or CNC or laser cutting, and they use Fusion 360. So primarily hobbyists. Maybe want to make a little bit of money on the side, but mainly they have a shop. They just love making things, and I'm going to help them out. So a lot of the videos are intimidating. There is some amazing people that I follow on YouTube. I have those linked below. Please follow them. I will let you know that I kind of hacked the name Fusion Fridays from NYC CNC. I love that guy. I've watched his videos. He's helped me learn Fusion, and he's actually an amazing teacher. So thanks for him. But I just, it rhymed Fusion Fridays, and I have T-shirt Tuesday, so I wanted to do something cool for Friday. Focus on laser cutting, wood cutting on the CNC, and laser, like I said, laser cutting, and then 3D printing. So I'm going to get going. I'm going to explain to you that we are going to print a box using this 3D printer that's right here, and that's a MakerBot Mini. I bought off Craigslist for $100 or $150. And after I fix the extruder, I'm good to go with that. So I am going to show you this right now in Fusion 360. This should hopefully last like 15 minutes. So let me just check my audio. I hope everyone's doing well. It is raining and cold here in NYC. And to turn up the audio just a little bit. There we go. I turned it up, so I'll check that audio. All right, so let's get started. We're going to do a simple box, and I'm going to show you quick commands. It's really not about what I make. It's just about doing something extremely simple that you can get your hands on. So this is a beginner Fusion 360. So I'm going to show my desktop here. And here is the Fusion 360 desktop. This software is free for hobbyists and for students, and I think for startups, so as long as you don't make more than 10,000 or 100,000. I'm not really sure, but you figure that out. Okay, so I started this project one of two ways. You just got to look at the left-hand menu, and there is a structure there, and I went ahead and hit New Project. If you go to the website that Fusion has, they let you create a project and you can put a little icon next to it. But the main thing is go slow, realize that you have to be organized, okay? You have to save your files where they need to go, okay? So here is the desktop. I'm looking over here on the left-hand side that it says New Project. I already created one called Scalable project box. That's going to be next Friday's tutorial. So I'm going to bring in, I'm going to duplicate my webcam. Actually, let's go ahead and move that up. And move it down, that way I can show you myself. All right, let's transition. Okay, so now you can see me, and you can see, not that you want to see me, a guy I work with told me that I need to have some more eye candy on the show, so I'm sorry I'm not better looking than I am, but all right, let's make a box. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this file, save as. It's just something that I do every time. I want to call it box, and it's on the cloud, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to go into my sketch mode here. Everything is on the left-hand side because it's used the most. Start there. Start with sketching, okay? I'm going to first make a box using just the let's call it the rectangle tool in the center. So I'm going to go to a center rectangle. I kind of like those. And now I'm going to choose which plane. So it's a 3D program, X, Y, and Z. And you choose which plane you're going to draw on. What the cool thing about it is that you can draw on shapes. You can draw on objects. You can actually put text inside of an object. So I'm going to choose my plane that's down, and I'm going to click anywhere, and I'm going to drag out my little rectangle. Now, I'm going to do a small little rectangle, maybe a 10 millimeter. I'm going to make a cube, which is actually a square, and that way I can print it, and I can test whether or not I have let me see 1 second. Whether or not I can test it with this little micrometer here that I have. If I go to the upper shot, I can test it with this little micrometer, and I can calibrate my little 3D printer that's over here. Okay, so I'm going to turn back on my screen, And here we go. So I have this rectangle. Looks like I lost those dimensions I was doing. So I'm going to do 10 by 10 by 10, 10 by 10 by 10. Click enter. Now I'm going to go over to that little menu up here at the right, the little navigation, and I hit the home. That gets me there. I'm going to mouse out. That gets me viewed out. Understanding how to navigate the space takes time. I'm not going to go through that because you kind of need to get lost in the program. Okay, so now I'm going to go up. I'm going to do modify, press pull, select my object. I'm going to get this little arrow. I love that. And I can just pull that up, or I can just type in 10. Oops, I'm going to hit, sorry about that. I'm going to hit undo, and I'm going to hit 10, or select 10, and then hit enter. And now I have my 10 by 10 cubed box. My mouse preferences are making the screen go away, so I have to fix that. So I'm going to go change that right now. Sorry, it's just too irritating. So I use magic press, and then 3-finger drag and pinch. It should take care of it. Okay, cool. But you need that because for 3D modeling, having a high-end preferences for your mouse is really critical. Okay, so now that I have this cube that's here, I'm going to put a hole inside of the cube. And I don't just want a hole inside the cube. I want a shell, which means I want the inside to be hollow. So I'm going to select, I'm going to go to my browser up here, and this is called a body. And I'm going to select that body. I'm going to rename it cube, actually, over here on the left. And now I've created my first shape. It's not going to win me an awards or whatever, but as far as anything that's simpler, that was it. You can actually create it even easier by using the cube tool under create, I believe, instead of sketch. So yeah, so I'll show you where that is. Create box. There we go. But this way is a little bit different because next Friday I'm going to do a much more complicated project on creating a scalable project box that was done in 2015 by the Fusion 360 group. I'm just going to do an updated version of that because I need that for some upcoming tech projects that I have. So let me go and check one thing here. Okay, good. All right, so now let's go ahead and save this. It's basically telling me it's saving my different versions of that. And I am going to print it now. Now, there's a little make box in Fusion 360. That box is takes your project right to your 3D printer. So if I were to select 3D print, it would say, hey, where do you want to go, MakerBot utility? Well, normally it's been working. I have to select the actual cube and then I go to make 3D print. Normally it's been working, but my Maker software was just updated and it's not working like it had used to work. So I'm going to just export the file out. So I'm going to select the cube and then I'm going to go to File, Export, and I'm going to go Box V2, and then I'm going to save to my computer under 3. I'm going to call this cube. It's not a box. And I'm going to, a file cannot contain these characters. So it's just telling me that I can't do this. File name may not contain any of the following characters. Okay, well it doesn't. Okay. So, and then I'm going to hit, well it's still saying that. Cube. Q. Cancel. I'm just going to cancel that. And I'm going to do it again. File, export. File name cannot contain. Save project to the cloud. It's not liking the space, but I don't have it. So anything I put in there, A, is giving me that error. Whew. This is a crack in the face. Let me open up my MakerBot software and let me see if I'm going to go to Make 3D Print, and I am going to choose a custom application, and I'm going to go to my applications here, and then I'm going to go to MakerBot Print here and see if it'll open it up. Okay. Select one or more body to print, and let's do that. So that sounds good, and hit OK. Well, it certainly opened it up, so let's just delete this and to see whether or not it would work. I'm going to close Fusion and then open it back up. I got my cube saved. We're rocking and rolling, making a cube. We're almost done. I got a broken watch. My watch broke. My daughter tried to steal the insides of it, which is I don't know, just crazy. Oh, look, there's the cube. It sent it to here, but you know what? This is the old version of the MakerBot, so I'm going to discard that. Close without saving. Now I'm going to open up Fusion. Fusion is a cloud-based app. It lives on your machine, but it connects to the internet, and sometimes it's fast to upload, sometimes it's not. So I'm gonna head over to my wife does this Camp Gladiator thing in Raleigh. I'm gonna head over to this brewery. Stop drinking beer, but oh well. I'm gonna go over there to socialize tonight, and it is like sleeting and raining inside of in Raleigh right now, but it's supposed to be ending. Here, I'm going to double click my object when I've restarted Fusion because I had this little error. It wouldn't save the file. So I'm going to export. Come on, give me, and it's not giving me that error anymore. So I'm going to go cube. I'm just going to call it a cube. And then I'm going to hit, what are we going to do? IGES file. Yeah, that sounds great to send that over. Oops. And how about an IGES file to send over there? Okay, so where do I want to save it? I want to put it in, let's go to Dropbox. Come on. This is a little issue here. So this makes you feel not so crazy when you start up with Fusion. So these are like errors having a Mac or something, I don't know. So anyways, I just printed this little Hack Lab robot there. So this one, I actually sold this printer, but they told me something about gluing my raft down. This is a raft here, this outside, this back foundation that's laid first, and I didn't glue it down there, and he slid over in the middle of it, and then I laid him flat, and he printed great. That's Robbie, my little Hack Lab guy. Can you guess why he's named Robbie? Okay. I'm just going to save this to applications because I'm not sure. I bet you anything that Fusion needs to be updated. File, export. I'm just going to save it to under Cube, and I'm just going to save it to there. But I didn't select. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so now I'm going to go to MakerBot Print. I'm going to go to File, Open, Confirm. I'm going to go. I cannot believe I put this in my application folder, but Oh well. Oh look, I saved it as the wrong type of file. File, over here. File, export. I just file, save. Okay. Maker print. File, open, confirm, because I don't have any things. And the I just file is not working. So an I just file does not work. File, save, export. Let's do a SAT file. Save. Go to MakerBot print or your other print utility. File, open project. Oh, you know what? This is why. Because it's insert STL. Insert file is what I want. SDA doesn't work, so let's see if the last one, maybe this is it. I'm going to select the body. I don't know why I'm going to do that. Maybe that'll make a difference. And then the last thing I have to select is an SMT, because I know step doesn't work. So save. Does this work? File. Insert file. Crap. File. Open. Confirm. Nope. And the last thing is step. File. Save. This is like the biggest fail 3D printing thing ever to me. So then we go, I don't want save as, I want file, export, step, save. File, insert file. Man, it's still, none of those are working. None. None. Well, that's an option. I could send this to MakerBot. I could send this to MakerBot. And then print from there. So I could select the cube. And then I use the little fusion service and hit OK. That should be in MakerBot now. And there it is. Right, there's my little cube. So now go into print, file, insert. Print from MakerBot. So let's see if I'll save it. Maybe I can export here, but this is not how I'm going to do. This is, well, I could do it STL from here, but there's no way I am going to be doing this in the future. No way. This is just crazy. So now I'm opening this, inserting this STL from 3D prints, and it worked, but there's my box. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm going to hit print. And I am going to show you the printer and webcam and the, so it's heating up. The printer is heating up. Very exciting. The longest box making Fusion 360 video in the world. Sort of presumptuous. I'm having these Fusion 360s. Fusion Fridays. Okay, so the printer is warming up now. It is going after 180 degrees Celsius. I've burnt myself on these printers before. And it is at 110, but that's kind of boring. Okay, so 140 out of 180. So here's the lesson learned. Before you do a live tutorial on Fusion 360, run through it before you do it. So, but hopefully you learned something about Fusion 360. But it's going to print a little cube. I'm looking forward to showing you the little cube. I'm going to zoom in my little webcam here. So I'm going to run over to YouTube there. It's cold. Woo! So while that's queuing up, I'll show you something I'm working on. I have T-shirt Tuesdays, and I am working on a T-shirt right now that looks like this. It's this make thing. It's the icon that's in Fusion. So if you look at, we're going to go back to Fusion here. If you look at this make thing up here, it's the make button. So I'm going to be doing that on Tuesday, making that little make thing. So let's go back to the printer. Okay, so the printer is telling me now that I am. Oh, we're now going. It's set up now. We're going for 215 degrees. So I hope you guys are doing well. There's hardly anyone watching this channel. I think I'm the only one watching it. So maybe in the future you want to see a simple video done by someone that wasn't qualified to teach Fusion, make a cube. This is it. But maybe it might think you feel better because all the Fusion videos out there, they know what they're doing. Okay? And it's at the beginning, it is very painful. I love the sound of a 3D printer. So it's printing the raft right now. And that pretty much concludes it. I'll show you this little cube at the end of the beginning of my next video. But I wanted to kind of get this going for Fusion Fridays. I'm going to be doing absolute beginner videos for Fusion 360, and I will have figured out a lot of the stuff by then. In terms of the software, it wasn't my fault, but should have been more prepared. Should have listened to my mom. All right, so I hope you guys have a great day, whatever day you're having, and I will talk to you guys soon. So thanks for tuning in.